for the most part, we did pretty well in this first section. You had to find the slope here, whether you wrote Koi bucks or just remembered. The slope here was 0, whether you wrote that out or just put the number, either or was fine. And then for number 2, you have to find the slope, set this up. So 5 over 7 minus 3 over 5, all over 4 over 3 minus 2 over 3. So set it up. If you switched one set of it, as long as you switched the other, you were fine. I don't think anyone only switched one, so I think that was fine. You had to get common denominators. 25 over 35 and 21 over 35. You could have either waited to simplify this denominator or simplified it here, or it does not matter. Ooh, let's see. I don't know if that was the same. And then simplify the numerator. So 4 over 35 all over 2 over 3. So you needed to show me at least that amount of work. At that point, once you get that fraction within a fraction, or 2 fractions within a fraction, you can either do it by hand or do it in a calculator. So I'm going to end up doing it by hand, but just so you see, if you did not get the correct answer, some of you, I believe, were doing this. Doing alpha y equals, doing it again, and then just doing it again and not moving. So you're doing all of this stuff divided by whatever instead of 2 fractions dividing by each other, because it should be 1 fraction in the top, 1 fraction, and then go all the way down and do 1 fraction. This bar is a little bit bigger, showing that this is all being divided by whatever's down here. So if you're putting it in the calculator, make sure you do that, or you can do it by hand, either or. So you would take the denominator and flip it and multiply it to both pieces. This would cancel in your denominator, and this would give you 12 over 70, or 6 over 35. That was your final answer. So, did you set it up correctly, show all your work, and then get the correct answer? Questions on that one? A lot of us, I'm not going to say struggled, I'm just going to say forgot how to graph number 4. So we'll talk about that here in a second. Number 3 could have been graphed one of 2 ways, either converting this, getting rid of the 2x, moving it to the other side by subtracting, and then dividing everything by -3. Many of you did it this way, which was fine. So positive 2/3 x plus 2. Graph your y-intercept, and then you should be graphing as many slope points as possible if you're doing it this way. So go up 2 to the right 3, down 2 to the left 3, fill up your graph, and then you can't go any more than that, so that would be your line. Not many of you, but some of you did it the x and y intercept way instead, which is fine, but if you're doing it this way, you should only have 2 points. So take your 2x equals -6, solve for x, plot that point at -3, and then do the same thing for your y term, -3y equals -6. Divide both sides by -3, and then plot that point. So if you're doing x and y intercepts, you would only have 2 points. If you're doing it by slope and y-intercept, you need to have as many points as possible. It also depends on what the directions say. If it says using slope and y-intercept, you should have a lot of points. If it says by intercepts, only 2 points. question on that one? Okay. And then some of you were graphing this like it had a horizontal, slanted slope, but it doesn't. This is an x equals, so this has to be a vertical line at 3. So it should have looked like this. Some of you did a horizontal line, which was the opposite. So you were close, but not quite. Questions on that? Then we had the most issues on the back. For number 5, first, make sure you're reading what it's asking, so you put all the pieces. Plot the y-intercept in 2 additional points. You do not need to draw an entire line. I know it says to create the graph of the line, but those are SOL wording. You just need to plot the points, not connect them, not draw the line, not draw more points than that. Then it also says describe how the function was translated. So based on the numbers given, whatever is out front next to the f of x that deals with your slope, and because the 2 is bigger than 1, it got steeper, so slope is steeper by 2, 2 times as steep, something along those lines. So you should have been using those vocab words, steeper, not less steep in this case. And then the -3 dealt with your y-intercept. And that just means it shifted down 3. Some of you were putting the slope reflected, but there's not a negative in front of the 2, so that's not what happened. Some of you said the slope stayed the same, which also did not happen because of the 2. Some of you were saying the y-intercept reflected, which is not a thing. So don't mix those 2 things. Reflected is only for slope. Okay. So now that we know the descriptions, you needed to plot the points. So the y-intercept shifted down 3, that would be down 3 here. And then the slope is steeper by 2. You just need 2 other points. You can go up 2 to the right one, down 2 to the left one, keep going up 2 to the right one, does not matter. But you only need 3 points. So the 5 points on this were, did you plot the 3 correctly and did you describe the 2 correctly? Questions on that? Then 6 was you got it right or you got it wrong. If you counted the slope and y-intercept of this line, the slope is going up by 1/2 each time. Up 1 over 2, the slope is 1/2. And the y-intercept, if you're looking at that, is like -4.5. So for A, the slope is 1/2 the slope of f of x, and the y-intercept is 4.5 less than. Questions on either of those? Do we have other review questions from the review, from the notes, from practice that we want to see, go over, have questions about? Now would be your time to ask. Nature. You said one like number 2.
Yeah.
With the fraction slope. Is that what you said?
Sorry, not from the
Oh, on the quiz. Got it. Okay. We can make up one. you have, use this space at the bottom on your quiz. We can make up two sets of fractions and do it then. Okay, someone give me a fraction. Doesn't matter, Matthew. Okay. These can be positive, negative, improper, proper, doesn't matter. There? Okay. Another fraction. Cameron? 1/2. Okay, one more. Whatever your favorite fraction is, Alex. 9/10. Sure. Now, we just completely made this up, so I have no idea what the answer is off the top of my head. We'll work it out. Okay. Label them if you need to. Start putting it in the format, y2 minus y1. If you need to put that off to the side, you can also do that. So 9/10 minus a negative 3/4 all over 1/2 minus 2/5. So for all of these, we'll need to get common denominators. Bless you.
Thanks.
What would be a common denominator here?
40.
Okay. Multiply by 4, multiply by 10. I'm trying to think if there was one less than that, but I don't think there is. Oh yeah, 20. And then a common denominator for 2 and 5. 10, so multiply by 5, multiply by 5, and 2. Okay. Since this is negative, negative, you can either leave it like that or make it plus. So this would be 36 over 40 plus or minus 30 over 40 all over 5 minus 10 minus 4 over 10. Combine your fractions. So add only your numerators or subtract whatever. So this would be 66 over 40 and 1 over 10. So then for this, you have a couple different options. You can put this all in at once. You can simplify this and then put it all in. You can simplify and then do it by hand. However you choose to do that is up to you. I'm going to simplify this first. So you divide both by 2. You can start putting in the calculator. I'm going to start doing it by hand and see what we come up with. It's going to be some fraction or decimal. 16.5 is the decimal, so what is that? 30 over 2? Oh yeah, because divide by 10. Questions on any of that? Anyone get a different answer? I also didn't do that. Anything else we want to see, review, go over? Last minute questions? If not, go ahead and get your papers together for binder check.